Hi, this is Sweet June 2010. How's everybody doing? With all the police shootings going on and everything out here, um, I don't know about you guys, but at this point, I'm a little paranoid of the police. Um, I was a little paranoid before, because I got stopped a few times, and after that, I was kind of like really paranoid. Now I'm even more paranoid, you know, uh, with the recent police shootings going on and everything like that. So, so as an African American person out here driving on the road, what should we do? What should we do as a black African American person driving driving out on the road? What are some of the things that we should do to keep ourselves safe? Now, I'm going to provide you guys with some tips that I use when I get stopped by police. Um, every time I get stopped by a police, I don't have any problems. Knock on wood. So far, so good. I'm going to provide you with some tips to get through the police stop as an African American, get through the police stop in one piece, and get home safely to your family. Now, first of all, people think I'm crazy. Because, well, I won't say they think I'm crazy, but I've told people that I put my driver's license in, I don't know about you guys, but when you go to the insurance office, they give you this little plastic thing here to put your insurance information in. I have State Farm. They give you this little insurance, this little thing to put your insurance. So what I have done is I have put my license. First of all, let me take us out for a minute. This is my registration. I got my registration right here. And I got my proof of insurance. No, I'm sorry. This is my proof of insurance up here. That's my proof of insurance. And I have my registration right down here. So this is my proof of insurance. This is my registration in this little sleeve. I know everybody gets these. When you go to the insurance office and get your little insurance, when you first register your car, I've driven a lot of hoopties. So I've been to the insurance office. They've seen me quite a bit. Because that's all I drive is hoopties. And I'm always going in there telling them, okay, take this car off, put this car on. It's like this car, the motor done shot out of it, so I got another one. Okay, let's take that one off, put this one on, and so on and so forth. I've been, through the office quite a few times over the years. So I've driven a lot of hoopties in my lifetime. So I know they give you this sleeve. They always give me this sleeve to put my insurance information in. When they print it off on the computer, until you get your stuff in the mail, they give you this thing to put in the sleeve so you can put it in your car, so when you get stopped, you're good. So I use this when I get my stuff in the mail. Like I said, I fold the insurance thing and I put it up here, as you can see, and I got my proof of registration down here. Now, I take my license. Now, I tell people this and they think, why you doing that? It's a method to my madness. Driving while black. I put my license right here. Instead of having it in my purse, I put it right here. Now, what I do with this, I put my license right here. Now what I do with this is I put this in the visor on the passenger side, above the passenger side seat. I put it in the visor. Okay, I don't have anything. I don't have my license in my purse. I got my registration, my license, and my proof of insurance all in this thing. And I put it in my visor up top. So when I tell people that, they're like, well, why you keep your license in your car? I said, driving while black. The only problem with that is I would go into places and they'd ask for my ID, and then I said, oh, it's in the car. But tonight I went to pick up my son from work. I had it in my purse, and I went to pick up my son from work. I said, well, I better take my license out and put it in my visor. So it's a method to my madness. So I put it in my visor, so when the police come to stop me, I'm not reaching down below me at all. So he doesn't think I have a gun. He doesn't think that I'm reaching for a gun. I'm not reaching, because I don't know about you ladies, but I typically keep my purse on the floor in the car. I don't put it on the seat because, I'll be thinking, okay, if somebody can just reach in the window if I got my window down and just snatch my purse. So I put my purse on the floor, on the floorboard of the passenger side of the car. I don't know what you ladies do, but that's what I do. So I don't want the cops to see me reaching down below. I don't want them to see me reaching anywhere down below. Okay, when the cops come, I want him to see my hands. So I'll let the cop know. I put this in my visor, and I let him know I'm reaching. I got everything up here, officer. I'm reaching for my license and registration. I got everything up here. Now he see me reaching up top on my visor for the insurance and everything. And I reach it, take it down, bam. See? Everything is in there. I can give the whole thing to him, or he say, okay, I want you to take it out. I can sit there, take it out right there in front of him while he's watching me. And both of my hands is up there where he can see me. Okay? So he's not thinking for 1 minute that I'm reaching for a gun. Okay? First of all, that's for starters. Now this is what I do. Okay? Just giving you guys some tips, because I want you to go home safe to your family. Okay? I want everybody to go home safe to their family. These are some tips. When I tell people that, why you keep your license in your car? Well, driving while black. I mean, and it's getting worse and worse out here. So we got to be prepared for these. We have to prepare ourselves for these police stops. It's sad, but it's a sad reality. So this is what I do in the visor. Now, after you do that, you make sure you put your hands on your steering wheel. While the officer's checking your license and everything, keep your hands on your steering wheel at all times. You ain't got no reason to be reaching for nothing, because you didn't already gave him for everything that was in your thing. You didn't already gave to him. Everything he needs is in this. Everything that he needs is in this sleeve here. License, registration, and insurance. Okay? Years ago, I used to keep it in the glove compartment. Not anymore. I used to keep it in the glove, and I think that's the typical place where people keep it. Driving while black. Remember, guys, driving while black. Keep it in the visor. This is where I keep it. State Farm, they got State Farms all over the country. Ask him for one of these. And then while he's looking at your information, sometimes they walk back to the police car. Keep your hands on the steering wheel at all times. And first of all, what I do when the police officer walks up, the first thing I do is one time I got stopped and I didn't have everything legit on my car, and the cop let me go. He didn't tow the car or anything. And this is the reason why I do this, is because I don't have any problems. I typically don't have any problems because I smile. First of all, when the officer walks up, I smile. How you doing, officer? What's the problem? you know, and a smile goes a long way. I don't care what anybody says, a smile goes a long way. A smile, when you smile at people, it lowers people's defenses. A smile speaks volumes. When you smile, it speaks volumes. It lowers people's defenses and everything. So that's the first thing I do. Because officers, at the end of the day, all police officers want to be treated with respect. Even the good police officers want to be treated with respect. They just want people to treat them with respect and be kind. So, just recently I got stopped for having one light not too long ago. And he walked up, I said, "Hi, officer, how are you? What's the problem?" And I'm smiling. Very respectful. He said, "Can I see your license and registration?" I got it out of my visor. Bam. Gave it to him. He checked me out. Brought it back to the car. He said, "Well, I recommend that you get that fixed, ma'am," and everything. I said, "Okay, officer." He was real nice to me. And I was on my merry little way. But I always keep you while they walk. A lot of times, sometimes they'll walk back to the car because they got to run a scan on your license to make sure you don't have no warrants and all that kind of stuff. So make sure, particularly if it's at night, you keep your hands on the steering wheel at all times while they're checking your stuff. That way, they don't thinking that they're not thinking that you're grabbing for a gun or anything like that. Like I said, greet them with a smile. Call them officer or sir. And even if if you disagree with the situation or why they stopped you, disagree in a respectful manner. Don't raise your voice. Talk to them in a normal tone. Don't raise your voice and disagree with them in a respectful manner. A lot of times, if you talk to police officers with respect, you smile and you talk to them with respect. A lot of times they will go ahead, they will be nice, and sometimes they let you off the hook. Like I said, one time I got stopped for I didn't have anything legit on my car. He said, I could tow your car. And of course I put on my Academy Award winning performance. In addition to that, and he let me go. And he said, "Get everything, take care of your business on your car," and I did that same day. So you smile, you be polite, be nice. I got stopped one time for driving too slow, believe it or not. And it was the lady officer that stopped me. And, she was like, "Well, you got to be," she was kind of she was kind of pissed. "You got to be aware of your surroundings." And I was like, "Well, I wasn't driving. I wasn't speeding." She thought I was drunk. I said, "No, I was just getting off of work and, listening to my jazz music. I was chilling, didn't realize how slow I was going in the zone. I was in a 45-mile-an-hour zone. I didn't realize how slow I was going. I was listening to my jazz music, chilling out, kind of in deep thought. Didn't really realize how slow I was going." And she was like, "Well, you got to be aware of your surroundings and all this kind of stuff." And she was a little jazzy with me, but I still managed to be nice. She asked me where I was going, and I was like, "Well, I was going for a little ride, after work," which I was. And she was like, asked me where I lived, and I told her where I lived. She said, "Well, right now you're headed north." She had an attitude. And I started to say, "Well, is it against the law to not go straight home after work, or what's the deal?" But I said, I didn't say that. I just, told her, I said, "I promise you, ma'am, I'm not drunk." She thought I was drunk. And I said, I'm not drunk. I promise you, I'm just getting off of work. You can test me. I'm not drunk. I wasn't aware that I was going that slow." And she's like, "Well, you got to be aware of your surroundings." She kind of chewed me out a little bit. But she let me go. She didn't give me a ticket or anything. So I was still respectful. Even though I didn't like her tone that she was using with me, I was still respectful. Still talked to her with respect. Gave her all the information that she needed. And I had a couple questions for her, but I asked the questions in a respectful manner, and she let me go, and I didn't get a ticket. So I mean, those are some tips. Those are some of the things that I do when I get stopped. And the cops, sometimes they let me off the hook. You know, one time I got stopped right in front of my house. Go figure. I think that day they was looking for somebody that was in my area, and they stopped me. And guess the reason why they stopped me? Because I didn't have a license plate light. I didn't have a light on my license plate. Go figure. That's why they stopped me, because I didn't have a light on my license plate. I was kind of pissed. And they stopped me right in front of my house, and my son was starting to walk up, and he was like, stop right there. Go back in the house. And my son went back in the house, and I was a little upset. I was a little pissed. I got to admit, I was a little pissed at that stop, because I'm like, how you stopping me in front of my house? For what reason? Why? But I was still, once again, I was still nice to the officer. I gave the officer all the information that he needed. And, yeah, he said it was because I didn't have a light on my license plate. I wasn't aware that was a requirement. So, I think what it was, they was looking for somebody in the area. And I think that's why he stopped me, because they was looking for somebody else. But I was a little pissed that he stopped me in front of my house. But I was still nice, even though I was a little pissed that he stopped me in front of my house for no reason. Because that's not a legitimate reason to stop somebody, because they don't have a license plate light. I'm sorry. But I still was nice to the officer. I was still pleasant to the officer. I still gave the officer all the information that he needed. And I was able to get into my house in one piece. So that's what I'm saying, brothers and sisters. Just keep your hands on the steering wheel at all times. Greet the officer. When the officer walks up, smile. First things, smile. Greet the officer pleasantly. Either say sir, ma'am, or officer, whichever is male or female. And if you have any questions, ask those questions in a respectable manner. Don't be disrespectful. Okay? And you even got to watch your tone, because you don't want them to think that you're using the wrong tone with them. And when getting insurance license information, put it in a sleeve like this. State Farm, all the insurance companies probably have it. Put it in insurance sleeve like this. Bam. Pop it up in your visor. That way, when you grab it, the officer can't say you grabbing for a gun. You can't fit no gun in there. You can't fit no gun in a visor. I don't know what kind of gun you can put in a visor. Okay, so he see your hands. Make sure the officer can visibly see your hands at all times, so he doesn't think that you're grabbing for a gun. Okay, those are just some tips that I use when I get stopped by the police, and some helpful suggestions, and because I want everybody to get home in one piece and get home safe. Okay, God bless. This is Sweet June 2010.